This is the Port of Antwerp, 80 kilometers inland, measuring 20 by 30 kilometers, the second largest in the world, and the logistics of all trade commodities are coordinated within here. From the beginning of our trip to the port city of Antwerp, we were under no illusion that we were truly dealing with a sophisticated system here. The port is the second largest in the world anyway.
Here, and so you will see the different docks coming onto this one point.
So critical it is to Belgium that its head is a diplomat. Meet Ambassador Frank Geerkens, the Antwerp Port Authority head.
I'm a professional Belgian diplomat who has been transferred from the Foreign Ministry to the Port of Antwerp, and that's because the Port of Antwerp is of a big national economic interest.
The port sits on 12,068 acres of land, what would be equivalent to 20,000 football fields. But that's not just it. Different from other ports established near the sea or the ocean, the port is 80 kilometers inland at the shores of a river, which sizably brings down the cost of doing business for traders.
If you look at Belgium, we're a small country with a big port, and that's because all our neighbors are the major European countries. France, Germany, the United Kingdom, they're all neighboring countries of Belgium, and the Port of Antwerp is serving those countries. And because we are already so close, 80 kilometers inland, of course we have a big advantage in transport costs. If you have to cover 80 kilometers by train or by truck, it's much more costly and much more environmentally challenging than just do it by ship.
Over 900 companies have set up inside the port, coordinating logistics of the commodities of trade within Europe through the Antwerp port.
We have all the major shipping lines, we have all the major maritime companies, we have all the major petrochemical companies. Of the top 10 petrochemical companies in the world, 7 are in Antwerp. So we have everybody. And of course, it comes with big companies and smaller companies, international and local.
The port in 2012 alone handled 14,220 sea trade ships with 190.8 million tons of cargo, 57,044 inlet barges with 123.2 million tons of cargo. Compare that to the Mombasa port that only records a 22 million cargo tonnage. Transport of cargo from and to the Port of Antwerp is well coordinated and taken to other European nations through a sophisticated network of road, railway and sea. Kenya is yet to connect its modes of transport of cargo to the Mombasa port. The Port of Antwerp has heavily invested in infrastructure, with the number of locks in use being 7, while 1 is undergoing construction. The port has 25 bridges, 48 docks and 6,383 borders. There is a 409 kilometers network of road, a 1,061 kilometers of rail network, and 1,000 kilometers of pipe, with oil refinery being done from within the port. The port has provided over 150,000 jobs to the Belgian population as well as other European nations, with the unemployment rate in Belgium being at around 1.6% only. According to President Uhuru Kenyatta, Belgium's 80% of the gross domestic product being export generated and the adoption of the Antwerp model at the Mombasa and the upcoming Lamu port would ensure Kenya makes great strides economically.
If our port was that much more efficient, we would be in a position to increase the GDP of our country just through Mombasa Port by an extra 1.5 percentage points. Now, 1.5 extra percentage points is thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs for our young people who are looking for placement and employment.
Transport and Infrastructure Cabinet Secretary James Macharia says the Port of Antwerp, despite being at the shores of a river, had proven effective, and there was no reason why the Mombasa port should not be effective.
Having a port inland, it means you actually bring development 80 miles inland, and then it avoids congestion within the seaport. 900 companies who have invested at the port of Antwerp. If we have the same kind of thing, even half, even 10% of companies investing at Lamu port, or 20% investing at Mombasa port, the economic development, the impact of those ports will be massive for us.
It only takes hours to clear goods at the Antwerp port, with goods being cleared electronically. At the Mombasa port, it could take you a week or more to have your cargo cleared. 20 billion euros of Belgium's budget is generated from within here. That's about 5% of Belgium's GDP. Now, if you were to do the math and think about the Mombasa port, just think of how much we could do with it. Reporting for KBC Channel 1 from Brussels, my name is Jacob Kioria.